Good day, guys, and welcome to my channel. This is one of my first videos out here sharing with you guys, personally talking to you. This one specifically is about your motorcycle track day 101. I just want to share my experiences and advice to you where to find information and etc. So hope you enjoy it, find it informational, and here we go. So as I mentioned, why am I doing this video for you guys? So I found it that it's very informational with the experiences that I have had. A lot of people always look for information on, hey, what should I do in my first track day? Where do I find information? What do I need? How to go about it, and so on. So hopefully this guy will help you out to find some of those answers and you know sharing my information with you, my experiences with you will help you to have a successful track day. So a little bit background on me. My name is Juan Padilla. I used to play baseball, but another one of my childhood dreams was to get on the track with a motorcycle. I've been riding a long time motorcycles, but never on the track, just because I couldn't do it. I didn't want to get hurt to jeopardize my career in baseball. But a few years ago, had the opportunity to do my track day for the first time and got hooked, man, got hooked. So hopefully this guy will help you out through the answers. Where to find information about your track day. So obviously you can do your research. You can go online, search for the local track, your local track day organization and stuff like that. You can ask friends if they have done it before. And there is so much information out there that you can do. So make sure that you find it, just like this video, which I appreciate that you're watching. But there is a lot of information. The more you know, the easier it gets and the more fun you're gonna have. One of the first questions that people have is, do I need a motorcycle driver license to be able to actually enjoy a track day? The answer to that is no. You do not need a motorcycle driving license or actually a driver license at all in order to be able to actually join a track day. If you are actually going to rent a bike from the organization, you might need, because it might be a requirement for that. So make sure that you check with them first to see if you need it or not. So following that question with your license, right? Another one is, does my motorcycle needs to be registered and insured to be able for me to use it in the track for a track day? So the answer to that is also no. The motorcycle does not have to be registered and it does not have to be insured. For a fact, there's a lot of people that do this as a hobby, and they actually have multiple bikes. They will have their street bike that is registered, insured, and all that, but then they have their track bike, which is, it's not registered or anything like that. So the answer to that, no, your motorcycle does not have to be registered or insured to be able to participate in a track day. Is there an age limit to be able to enjoy your track day? So the answer to that is no. I thought that I was old, actually. But when I got there, to my surprise, I saw a lot of people, young kids. They might look like they were 9, 10, which they were better riders than me, and all the way to like they're way into their 70s. So really no age limitation for that. Everybody enjoy a good track day. So just in case, though, always check with your local track, your local organizations, just to make sure that they don't have any kind of policies on age. So do I need track experience? Well, the answer to that is also no. Everybody always start somewhere. So you might not have track experience to join a track day. Most organizations divide them in groups of your skills from, novice, rookie, people that had never ridden before, so intermediate to advanced. They usually divide it into these groups so you can ride with other riders at your own speed, at your own level through these. And then, you keep working your skills up, and then you get your bump up to the next level and the next level and so on. But no, you do not need track experience to be able to actually enjoy a good track day. What kind of gear do you need to be able to actually participate in a track day? So all organizations are going to have a minimum safety required for you to be able to ride. Most of the time, this will be a full face DOT helmet. If it's nail approved, even better. It doesn't have to be, as long as it's DOT full phase. You're gonna be required to actually have a one-piece leather suit, or maybe if it's a two-piece leather suit, that's fine, as long as it zips together. You get boots and gloves. That's kind of like the minimum requirement. Uh, I also recommend, right, to have maybe a back protector or an air vest, right, an airbag vest. My suit, for example, it has the airbag in it, so I take care of that. The other thing that I never had at the beginning, right, was earplugs. Earplugs are very important because it gets loud there, so you got to protect your hearing as well. So this is kind of like the minimum requires and stuff that I use. What kind of motorcycle can I bring to the track day? So I've seen it all. Obviously, mostly are sport bikes, full fairing sport bikes, but I have seen it all the way from naked bikes. I saw at one point I saw a dirt bike with street tires. I saw a Harley bagger, not like those in the races, but literally I saw a Harley like I would look at in the street at a bike week. I was expecting him to start blasting the music, but anyways, mostly track, bikes, sport bikes. But check with your organization, make sure that the bike that you have is permitted. Both mostly, they're all welcome. Tech inspections. So tech inspections is every organization is going to do this. In the mornings, you get there, you're going to register, and you got to get your bike through tech inspection. What this means is just to make sure that your bike is safe to ride on the track. They're looking for certain things. For example, that your brakes are good, that your tires are good, that your suspension is good, nothing is leaking, nothing is loose. They're going to require you to put a number on your bike. You can do this with tape if you don't have anything. Talking about tape, they're going to make you tape your rear view mirrors and your headlight as well as your tail light. And some of the other stuff is here. I just read on it. Every organization vary on what the requirements are. You don't always have to have safety wire, but you keep going up levels, and when you get to the advanced level and expert level, they will require you have a lot of the stuff, safety wire, a belly pan, and stuff like that. So just make sure that you read on the organization and see what their tech requirements are. Can I bring more than one bike to the track day? Yes, you can. Just understand that some organizations may not give you two stickers just because they don't want anybody else riding for free. You might gonna have to take it from one bike and put it in the other one in order to ride. But my advice to you is, right, get used to the one bike that you're gonna be using at the track. Going back and forth is gonna be a little bit more difficult for you to actually get comfortable at the track. But yes, you can bring more than one bike. Our action cameras allow for you to be able to record your experience at the track. Yes, the answer is yes, but there might be restrictions to it. For example, there is organizations do not like to have your camera attached to your helmet at all. Another thing that they don't want is those sticks that are up in the air, like the 360 sticks that people you see online all the time using. Those are not allowed. So make sure that is safety wire probably to your bike. But yes, they are allowed. Just check with your organization to see what are their policies on how can you use your camera. Personal information card or emergency card. Even though that every organization is going to make you sign in a waiver, and in that waiver also they're going to ask you to put some emergency contact information. In case of anything happen to you, they can contact somebody for you. I like to have this card also in my pitting area. I'll tell my friends where it is. I tell the person that is next to me pitting, it's like, hey, I got my emergency card is here. It has my name, my address, the car that I'm driving, my trailer, my motorcycle, my contact information. It might have some blood type information, stuff like that. It just make it easier for the EMT to give you the help you need at the moment. So very important to have. Track day checklist. To me, I have found that this is amazing. It helps me out to remember what I need to bring, just to make sure that I don't forget things. The very first time that I went out to the track, I wish I had a few things that I didn't have before, knowing what I was going to need, right? So, just look at this stuff that I have here. And again, this is from my personal experience. This is the stuff that I take to the track. So you can actually have an idea of the things that you might want to bring. Um, some of them are obvious, right? Like your motorcycle. But remember, motorcycle keys, right? So it's just a little checklist to remind you and go through it. I have it printed out in a spreadsheet that I can actually go and do. It's like, yeah, I have these, I have that, I don't need these, I need that. But it's just something to help you out. Hopefully, there is something here that you didn't thought about before, and now you have. So hopefully, these help you out. So another one on my checklist that I have is before I actually get on the track. I go through all these lists and I make sure that everything, I check everything to make sure that the bike is actually safe. Although a lot of these are actually going to be checked through the tech inspection in the morning. I just like to go over myself again right before I actually get to go out there and ride. The bike got gas, right? Oil, etc., etc. When I put my suit on, it's my suit turned on, right? If I want to put my cameras on, the cameras are on tight and stuff like that. So it's just another little checklist before actually go in and for the first section. A typical track day schedule. This example here is a sample with three groups. Let's say there is the novice group, intermediate, and advanced. So when you get there, you get ready. Usually they have the tech at 7 o'clock, right? For example, so they got an hour to do everybody's tech. They check your bike and all that kind of stuff, and register for the track day itself. Um, Usually, obviously, you register before you get there, but just to check more that you are there that day. After that, tech closes, registration closes, then there is always a mandatory riders meeting. And it doesn't matter how many times have you gone to the track. It doesn't matter if it's your first day or your 1,000th day or whatever it is. There is a mandatory riders meeting. So you always have to attend. They will discuss how the day is going to go. They discuss the flags, and give you some information for things that are coming up or things that happened the day before or stuff like that. So it's very important that you attend this writers meeting. Then after that, you start getting into the writing. Usually they divide it in 3 or 4 groups or whatever it is, and they divide it in times. So you write and then you go off, and then write again. Then you have time off, and then you go to lunch, and then you go back on. So you can see example here, right? Well, usually that's the way it happens. Control riders. So what are control riders? These control riders are kind of like the police, right? The police of the track. These are people that are working for the organization. Usually they are volunteers, and they are there to keep the track safe for you. So every group will have their own control riders. So they are there to help you out to follow the lines, keep everything safety. They look at you, they see that you're doing something wrong. They'll pull you aside. They'll help you out with it. If you want help for them, for example, just to help you out to, how to follow the lines and stuff like that, get with them. They're very helpful. They're just to help you, just to make sure that everything, you and everybody else is safe. Some of the control rider signals. So they'll give you some signals just to make sure that, that you follow them if they actually point at you or whatever it is. Everybody has them. Every organization has them. This will be discussed also in the writers meeting. Will be discussed on what they do. The one thing that they always point out is that when you're passing them, pass them always on the left side. And the reason why is because they're always looking back. They're looking back at at you and everybody else coming on the track. And when they do that, they let go their left hand to keep their right hand in the throttle, obviously. And when that happens, they tend to shift to the right. So make sure that you pass them on the left if you're allowed to pass them. Corner workers and track marshals. So corner workers, you see races before, right? The guy that is waving that flag and everything else. So those are corner workers and the track marshals. Those are people that are scattered along the track, just to have an eye on the track, because that's the only form of communication that they have with you and with everybody in case something, there is an accident, or somebody is leaking oil or anything like that. They will actually be able to relay that to all the riders, and just to make sure everybody's safe. So there is a bunch of different flags that this is also going to be discussed in the early mandatory meeting. We'll discuss the flags here in a little bit, but they're everywhere. Just make sure that when you go out there in the first section, you pay attention where they are. So when you go out to your section, you pay attention to it in case of the flags are thrown out. So the flag definition. So the flag definition. So this is also going to be discussed in the mandatory meeting in the morning. Not every organization and not every track using all the different flags that are here. This specific example of the flags right here, as you can probably read, some of them are for cars, but it's pretty much the same thing for motorcycle. The only one that I see here that you might not see on a motorcycle track is probably that passing flag, the blue with the yellow stripes, but most of the other ones are used. So make sure that you pay attention to them, that you know what they mean. If you have any questions, go to a coach, a control rider, or ask questions in the mandatory meeting, right? Just so you understand what they mean. They keep you and everybody else safe on the track. So what happens when it rains? So this varies between organizations. Some organizations, there will be a policy that is rain or shine. You won't get a refund. You have to ride either on the rain, wet, or whatever it is. Some other organizations, we might have a policy that if nobody at all touches the track, then they might actually give you a credit. But these vary between organizations. So just make sure that you understand their policy about rain. But if you are actually to ride in the rain, just obviously make sure that you're safer. That is a little bit different than riding on the dry track. If you actually have multiple wheels with different tires, for example, like me, I have a regular dry tires, and then I have a second set of wheels for when it's wet out there. But yeah, just vary from organization to organization. Make sure that you understand their policy about rain. But if I crash, well, the first thing, don't push yourself to a level that you're not comfortable with. Just ride slow until you get more comfortable. But it happens, right? This is a sport that people will say is not, if, it's when, right? So just make sure that you understand what to do in case that you crash. Most organizations will tell you, if you crash, the first thing you want to do is just pat the ground just to make sure that you're not moving anymore. At that point, if you're okay, get up, look back at the track to see the upcoming traffic. Don't move until it's safe to do so, because if people are coming towards you and you're moving their target fixation towards you, and it's going to be harder for the two of you. Just make sure it's safe to move, and then get out of the way, get to the wall, give a thumbs up to that control, that corner worker that you are okay. Obviously, if you're not okay and you're actually able to actually do a hand signal, just do a thumbs down to that corner worker so they can flag it out, and they can write EMT out as soon as possible to give you the help that you need. If you're not the one that fell, right, and you see that flag coming out, don't slow down all the way. Just make sure that you're good pace and you get out of the track as soon as possible so that person can get the help that they need and they can roll the ambulance if it's needed. Don't ever try to pick up your bike unless the bike is all the way in the grass and stuff like that. Some organizations will tell you that they give you one chance to pick it up, but if it was me, I'll just leave it on the ground until the session is over or until I get help, stuff like that. So it's very important that you understand these, the different things that happen when you fall or somebody else fall. If you have questions with this, just ask your control rider, ask the organization, just to make sure that you and everybody else is safe around you. are there any vendors on the track days? Yes, usually there is a tire vendor that is there to supply you with tires if you need them. Usually also there is the track have a cafeteria or store. It could be a food truck that comes in, or another trackside part guy that is selling accessories and and parts for your bike. But yeah, usually they actually do have vendors on site. They usually also have a photographer. All these people are there to help you out if you need them. If you want to know in advance what kind of vendors are there, just make sure that you just contact your organization and ask them to see what kind of vendors will be that day for you. Can I camp at the track? Can I get there early? Yes, most of them do. Most of them let you come in early the day before and let you camp on site. Just understand, right? Go to their website and make sure how can you do it, because a lot of them actually do charge you for staying there and camping there. Not all of the track have full hookups. Some of them do, some of them don't. Obviously, this is going to be an extra fee in the top of your track day experience. But again, just contact your organization, contact the track to see where can you park a full size RV, for example. If you have electric, can you hook up to their electric or not? Again, this might be an extra fee. But yeah, most of the tracks you can actually go in the night before, spend the night, so you can have whatever it is that you need, especially when you do those 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, right, for the weekend, that you're going to be spending the day there with an RV or stuff like that. Usually I bring my generator, so I don't have any issues of trying to hook up to their electric or anything like that. But yes, they will have extra fees. And again, make sure that you just check with your organization on the track. Now that you're ready for your track day, right? Another thing that I like to do is I go online and I'll find a track map of the specific track that I'm going to be riding in. I'll study the map to see their turns, see how it's laid out. I'll ask my friends to see if they've been there before in case they have any kind of advice for any turns and stuff like that. Also go online, and maybe there's a lot of people that have done this before, so they've shared their videos from their motorcycle, so you can actually hop up on, see them and see how they're riding it, right? Give you a little bit more of an insight of the track. So whenever you are there, it feels a little bit more comfortable for you, and it's a little bit easier for you to get used to that specific track. So that's just something that I do. Just wanted to share that with you guys, that it actually helped me to get familiar with the track before I even get there. Well, if you don't know it yet, it can get very expensive. This sport is very expensive. You're gonna need a lot of tires, oil changes, and stuff like that. So there is some things that you actually can get sponsorships and discounts for. You don't have to be a professional rider. You don't have to be, MotoGP or Moto America rider to be able to actually take advantage of this help that these different manufacturers offer. Some of them you can actually go online and they will have a rider's assistant program that you can actually apply for, or send them an email. Most of the time they're going to get back to you. It's like, hey man, maybe I'm not going to be able to sponsor you, but I'll give you these one-time discount, 20, 30, 40%. I mean, it doesn't matter, even a little bit helps. So, this is stuff that I didn't know before. When I got told, I started doing these, and I got a lot of sponsorships and a lot of discounts from a lot of different parts for my bike. So take advantage, do your research, send those emails, and have fun at it. So guys, this is we're getting close to the end of my video. I know it's been a while, it's been long, but I hope that you enjoy it. Some of these my advice to you is ride at your own pace. Slow is fast. You don't have to be worried about being fast. Don't care about your friends. It's like, hey, you can be faster doing these. Be comfortable at your own speed. Don't try to rush it. It will come to you eventually. Don't try to be going out to the track trying to drag your knee the first day that you're out there. That will come. You know what I mean? Stay with your own pace. Ride safe, relax, loosen up your body, focus on the basics, right? Body position, focus on your eyes. Your eyes is one of the most important parts, right? Learn how to use the brakes, the trail brakes and all that stuff. Every organization, obviously, that we talk about, those control riders and those coaches, use them. Go in, talk to them. They will help you out. They might actually go out there and let you follow them for a lap, and then they'll follow you for a lap to see what you're doing. Don't try to rush things. That's one of my, I guess, the best advice I can give you. Don't try to rush it. We are there just to have fun, and it's better to actually stay on two wheels and having fun that way than trying to push yourself to be faster and you don't even feel comfortable doing so. So be smart. The best thing to do is go there, have fun, learn, and come home safe in one piece. Well, guys, this is the end. Hopefully, this video was very informational for you. See, it was for me. Just subscribe, like, put your comments below. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and take care and ride safe.